Eve, let your hair hang down and take things easy like a Sunday morn. I'm your host, Shane Lockwood. This is episode 65, and today's the 10th of September 2017. Welcome aboard to all those brand new listeners, and welcome back to everybody who listens to each and every podcast. It's been a few months since my last podcast, episode 64, and I hope everybody enjoyed that. This is just a very, very quick 15-minute podcast because Spreaker has reduced the time that I can record live through the app. And it's been a while, and I wanted to let you guys know that I'm still around. This is still happening. This is still something that I enjoy doing. But I thought what I'd do very quickly is update what's been going on in my life and why there was a delay. I had originally intended to do this last week, but I managed to get a job working at the Royal Adelaide Show. And if you don't know what that is, that's a massive, carnival, county or a state fair, whatever you'd have in your country. And it's basically, it's the thing with the Ferris wheels and the sideshows and cotton candy, or fairy floss as it's called here locally. Sideshow events, and you've got animals and that sort of thing. And I managed to secure a job cleaning up after some of those animals. I'm not an egotistical person. I would have preferred not to have done a job like that, but it pays the bills. So that's what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks actually. And then come, I think it's Tuesday morning, I will be part of the cleanup crew who has to then clean up the entire Wavell showgrounds in order to, in preparation for next year or any other animal-based events and things like that. They clean out the stables, they clean out the whole place, just gets a massive spring clean. But they do various events throughout the year: car shows, caravan shows, what you'd call an RV in America, campers, that sort of thing. So it was a very, very interesting event. I bought a few show bags. Actually, no, there's only one show bag that I get every year, and it's the goodies show bag. A show bag is a bag that you get at the show, and it will have various, usually plastic toys for kids and things like that. But this one had a whole heap of local produce and vouchers for various things, so discounts and stuff like that. So it's well worth getting. It's only like $20, and you get like discount vouchers. You get samples of various chocolates and cheeses and all sorts of stuff like that. It's very, very interesting. I've been listening to quite a lot of podcasts because of the workday, and I apologise for this not being as polished a podcast because I'm just going off the top of my head. There's a lot of normally I'd edit that sort of stuff out, but I found that with the last podcast I was over editing and it became very stilted and this was inorganic, very mechanical sounding. So I'm just doing a walk and talk thing, just to get something uploaded and out there, let you guys know that I think the last episode was in June, so July, August, and this will be September. So there's a good couple of months in between episodes. That's not good for a podcast. Most podcasts are uploaded weekly. Podcasts that I really like are Podsocks. That's PODDSOCKS, and another one called Podcaster Non Grata. They are semi-regular podcasts. Actually, no, Podsocks is weekly, and that's always sort of interesting. I like a lot of the science-based podcasts, some of the atheist ones, but I don't really, actually a few story-based ones as well. And thank you for the recommendations from a few people that had answered my query as to what their favourite podcasts were. And I had been asking around as to what I should be doing in terms of actually helping people with my podcast. Now, some people like individual subject-based stuff. So, for example, if you suffer from anxiety attacks, then an anxiety-based podcast would be ideal for you. And same goes for depression or, I don't know, transgender issues or whatever. But I can do individual episodes based on certain things, whole subjects. It depends on what you guys want. By the way, feedback, I love feedback. It can be very difficult to absorb at the time of hearing some of this stuff, because especially if you've just spent 4 hours editing a podcast and you know that despite your best efforts, it's not as good as it could be. There's all sorts of problems going on, neighbours having their music, their copyrighted music bleed through the wall, so loud that you've got to actually download a decibel meter to point out to everybody online, this is how loud it is. This is not me making up stories. And by the way, 70 decibels when you're standing out your front yard is way too loud for a neighbour's music. I don't know how people can have the sense to be able to withstand that sort of stuff. Now I get, you go to a rock concert, these things are going to be loud, but if you are living in an arrangement where you live in a unit or a block of people, flats or whatever, have a bit of common courtesy and maybe get a pair of headphones and things like that. I never have my music up too loud. I'm not interested in deafening myself. I'm already deaf as it is. I've got to wear hearing aids. So, but yeah. So this is me rambling a little bit. The show was really good. I went last year, but I went during the week, and it was on a day where there was hardly any people. So I thought, well, is the show still vibrant? Is it still functioning? Does it have a future? But having been there for the last 12 days, I can honestly say that it's got a great future. When you go to the show and it's packed and there's everybody on Ferris wheels and various other... Excuse me for a second. I'm going to interrupt myself for a bit. And I know a lot of people hate this, but I'm just standing here because I'm outside recording this. You might hear the birds and whatnot. And I just saw a kookaburra fly. It's one of those Australian things. I saw a kookaburra, obviously disturbed by my walking. Just fly over and land on a signpost. It's just one of those very Australian things. Kookaburras are amazing things. Obviously that would have been a brilliant video to capture had I not been recording this, but I digress. Going back to the show, now I apologise, I know that people don't like me jumping back and forth, and that wouldn't happen if I'd written notes and was sitting in front of the computer. But back to the show. It's got a great future. When you see it packed full of people going on Ferris wheels and the ghost train, all sorts of rides and side shows, and with the plush toys and the stuffed animals. That sounds bad. I'm not talking about taxidermy. And the cotton candy and the chips on a stick, which is like a fried potato that's been cut into a spiral and placed on a stick. Hot dogs on a stick, and all sorts of technology in pavilions, just showcasing the best of what South Australia and Adelaide has to offer. There's a few pseudoscience things in there as well, and which annoys me a little bit. You know, when people talk about superfoods and all you've got to do is add turmeric to your diet, and next minute you've lost a pound a week or something or other. Pound? No, not a pound. If it's 2 kilos a week, that'd probably be closer to about 5 pounds. But yes, people saying things like, wow. Oh, that was another thing. I burnt my... they make all sorts of claims in order to sell something. And it gets a bit annoying. But it was a great event, and my employers were really impressed with the work that I had done. Apologise for moving about. I know a lot of people don't like that sort of stuff when in the microphone. Yeah, my employers were impressed with my efforts because I was there on time every day, and that sometimes sometimes required me to catch a taxi or use Uber. And I can honestly say that Uber is cheaper, but with a taxi there's less chance of the car actually smelling like BO or curry. And that's not to cast aspersions against anybody. It's just, if you work in those industries, please take pride in your appearance, take pride in your personal hygiene and the smell of your car. The other thing was that the Patreon supporters have not been charged for episodes that were not uploaded. That's the way I operate. Some people charge like a monthly fee. I charge a per month donation. If you'd like to be involved with that, you can do so at www.patreon.com/ELASM. And if you go there, all you've got to do is sign up with your Facebook account. I know a few people don't have Facebook. And select it. I think it's like $1 US per episode. But it's only if I wish to charge you. So I don't know whether this one, because it's only short, I don't know whether I'll bother charging people or even uploading it. But I'm getting back into the swing of things. What else is there? Yeah, so I'm doing okay. My health is okay. I'm working. It's only seasonal work, but I've got a few tips and tricks and things to Google. But I hope that everybody is taking today and the rest of the week easy like a Sunday morn. Before I go, the code word is admit. 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 And just hopefully sit back and relax. I didn't say that at the beginning of the podcast, but do take the rest of today and the rest of the week as easy as you possibly can. Go into things with a calm mind and you find a lot better solutions. I've got a whole heap of things to say and I'll say them next time. Bye for now.